this was, I'm pretty sure, in aggressive mode, because sometimes, and this happens quite a bit, depending on your risk tolerance, you can have a short sale that then stops you out and you're stopped because, again, it ran up and then it proceeds to go lower. We have several modes where you can take advantage of this situation. And in this particular case, it's an interesting scenario, Brad, because you have both a stop loss and a target hit in the same trade. So this slide was a 525. You're talking about AMC at $18. GameStop was around $240. And I think today, Brad, it hit 340, but settling in here 280. And my point is that simply think about the fact that you have to commit yourself to some concept and strategy. And I want to just reiterate the concept that we're talking about here, which is that there's some people that have been caught in a very bad trade. They're short stock that they should not be short, and they're short amounts of shares that they should not be short. And therefore, the upper price point here is almost infinity. So there's just a question of whether you can handle the volatility or not. GameStop can swing, 20 to 30 points in a day easy. Today it was down a little bit, $20, but beforehand it was also up $20. So it's quite volatile. A lot of people have a hard time understanding that unless they actually take action, they're not able to gain any benefit from any of this movement that we're seeing. So it ain't going to get long by itself, meaning you've got to do it. Timing is everything. And in these particular situations with GameStop and AMC, you're looking at stocks that have no upper limits because the valuations are not based on fundamentals. They're based on the mechanics of failure to deliver as it relates to the stock float. But I do not for 1 second believe that any of the short float numbers are real. I think they're grossly estimated, and I think the trading proves that, which is why today we saw GameStop at, again, at one point close to $340. That, and this is once again from the 28th, so not a long time ago. We're almost, 15 points above this price level right now. And I said before, and I'll say that again, I think you take the decimal point that you see at 21 and you move it 2 points over, and it's really at 2,110. This is my opinion, but again, it seems like the stocks are actually trading this way. And of course, here, GameStop is right around these price levels. AMC is a little bit lower because it's pulled back from this move. But notice what I pointed out before, which is the same price point. It's exactly the same short float virtually for both companies that are completely unrelated. There's some big shenanigans going on with the whole shorting situation, and you guys need to be aware of it because I'm going to talk about another company that's involved in this. And of course, I'm just saying that when you have a stock that potentially can go into the tens of thousands because of this, you ought to think about the fact that prices like 286, which seem high, might really not be, relatively speaking. So what we've been doing here is we've been working on a completely new UI of trade ideas that's based on docking. And of course, you can do all the things that you can do before, but I'm going to really focus on the docking aspect of it. So I have one set of docking windows over here. So notice I'm able to move the whole thing around as a top list, as a chart, single stock window, another chart. And I can size it up right next to my other dock, which is over here. This one has a channel bar, and you can actually create docks with multiple channel bars. So if you have two windows, you can channel surf those windows next to one another. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch from this channel, which is the EV related channel, to the Holly 2.0 channel. So you can see what's going on. This is a short trade in ORTK. And this is what happened here, okay? There's lots of things you can do. This was, I'm pretty sure, an aggressive mode, because sometimes, and this happens quite a bit, depending on your risk tolerance, you can have a short sale that then stops you out and you're stopped because, again, it ran up and then it proceeds to go lower. We have several modes where you can take advantage of this situation. And in this particular case, it's an interesting scenario, Brad, because you have both a stop loss and a target hit in the same trade. This just tells you about the volatility of the stock market right now. It's very volatile and things are moving around. And the short sale was at 40. It went to a low of 35, so it's a very strong move, and then bounced up over the target and then proceeded lower after that. So we have a mode in trade ideas. It's called re-entry. We set.
If you have the call invisible, you can see it on any of the modes, but it's really an aggressive mode because what it's doing is you've been stopped out of the trade for any re-entry to be active. So once you've been stopped out, once it retraces a certain amount back to its original signal price, that's when that signal will be generated. But it can be brought into any of the windows, but it is an aggressive mode.
As you know, you can zoom in and out of stocks. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to switch channels real quick. And let's say I'll go to Buzz. And what I'll do is I'm going to, whoa, look at that American flag. I'm going to highlight a couple of things that we've added to the chart. You click on this, and we'll tell you that, hey, you want to get an alert. And I'm going to say, let's say, well, let me pause the channel serving. Click. Let's see if that works. Okay, so here we have CLF. And I can say to myself, I'm looking at this chart right here, and I can say, if this thing hits $27, I'm going to call this a big continuation, and I'm going to hit save. And the 27 is above, it's right here. So again, I can move it back and forth right here. But the idea is that once you have this, then you don't need to worry about it. It'll alert you right away. And the most important thing to take away from this is that now this is on the chart. Okay. So you have all of these and you can do the same things that you've done before. You can highlight it, meaning that now it's in my liked symbol box. You can go over here and you can click on set a time frame and you can switch it to weekly. You can switch it to 15 minutes on the chart. The idea is that we kind of went away from just the right click concept and are making it so that you can do all of this in a more traditional way. We're really now dialing in on the charts. We're very focused on them. And there's going to be amazing things coming, guys. Lots more visual flexibility and prettiness that we kind of not focused on, but we're really focusing on it right now. So as I've said before, one of the other things that really distinguishes trade ideas, and I'm just reminding everyone, I've got two separate docking window layouts. So you can really have multiples of these depending on your workspace. But here I have one where I'm looking at my 401k portfolio on the one hand, and then I'm looking at a channel on the other hand. The idea is that we've outlined the game plan for you. You can do so many different things, and if you focus just on the perfect entry, what you're going to find is that you miss a lot of things because things aren't perfect like that. But at least here, depending on whatever it is you trade, whether it's Apple. So I'm going to move this, my other stuff out of the way real quick, and I'll just show you that one of the cool things about this is that it stretches things out, kind of does a lot of things for you. Okay. Makes it more easy to work with. It gives you flexibility. You can take a window right here and you can say, you know what, I want to put it over here. Okay, but to be clear about the advantage, the trade ideas advantage, it is that here every stock, and again, I'm going to go to this place called tools and options. And remember, we had talked about how you can size these trades that you hypothetically are going to get into based on whatever you want. So I'm going to say 100 shares, apply it, hit save, and I'm going to switch stocks from, say, Walmart, and then back to Apple. And notice how the numbers switched, because here now I'm buying 100 shares of Apple, and if it goes to the profit target, I'm going to be up $203. And if it hits my smart stop, which is a number that again we program into the system, and notice the game plan, right? We have the swing exit, we have the smart stop, and we have the profit target. So you have a plan that's laid out for every single stock. Nobody else does this for you. So here, for every stock, you have a swing exit. These numbers move with the software. So as this starts going up, this will start moving up, okay? The smart stop is based on volatility for every stock, so you can kind of get an idea why it is we're doing what we're doing. This is the daily chart, right? So you can see what it is that we're kind of contemplating, or rather what the software is mathematically contemplating when it's doing this, okay? You can, of course, close a window. Remember, we talked about how we have this amazing thing called the similar tab, where you can look at the price, so you can look at a stock and whether it's its competitors, or like if you want to go a little bit kind of what I like to call the milder AI, you simply have to just switch on price action. Now you're going to find prices that are similar to this, okay? Just different levels, but similar price patterns. They're in a similar range, okay? So there's very few software products out there that are so dialed in to help you with every aspect of the trading decisions. And this is what we pride ourselves on. This is the real advantage to using trade ideas as your decision support and idea generation system, is that number one, all of us still trade. The founders and a lot of the people that are involved in support are actually still involved in investing because we stay current. We want to be able to make sure we're giving you information that's relevant, and the only way to be relevant is to participate. And that is what we do, which is again, whether US Steel or INO, you've got these risk metrics that, again, I really encourage everyone that's not a subscriber to Trade Ideas, for example, to just go to another stock, go to TradingView or whatever it is, and type in a symbol. Yeah, it looks pretty, but you have no expectations built in. Here, you didn't have to do anything. It was already set up, and it can always be customized. Whoops, excuse me. It can always be customized to what you want. Okay, there's even some really cool things here based on stop loss, and again, I'm not going to dive into that right here, but the idea is that not only can you trade based on, let's say, a dollar number or a share number, but you can say based on its volatility, the software will size you the right way so that you only lose $300, if that's the number you want to lose, or you can say 100. So these are just smart things that we do, and they're differentiating factors. And switching it back to $7,700 per trade. Okay, and here now, of course, when you're trading smaller stocks, this is where, if you catch the volatility, the gains will be bigger. I'm really focused on two things in this presentation. It's the workflow concept, like how you now are able to, again, move everything around, move it to another monitor, bring it back. And in reality, let me show you something here. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say new dot channel bar. I'm going to size it super tiny. You get the idea. So I can go to the earnings channel. Right. But the gist is hopefully you get it, which is here we now give you the ability to look at a bunch of different things at once. You can have two channels. Here I have Buzz on this side, and here I have earnings on this side. Of course, I have a one monitor view perspective here. Two channels on one monitor, sized right, symboled right. All these things will work the right way. Okay, but you guys see where we were going, right? So here we have two channel bars. Again, you can serve. You can just do lots of different things now that you never were able to do before. I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to show you the driving mechanics of the docking just so that everyone's aware and some of the things that you can do. So first of all, when you take a window and you want to move it, you have to have your mouse on the part or the component of the window where you want it. So here, if I'm going to leave it here, now it's on my left. If I take this, notice the little dock window panel appears and I can drop it anywhere I want. Now it's over here. I can take it again and put it on top. So that's how the docking works. You have a lot more freedom. You're able to see things that you might have not seen before, and you just have this flexibility of how to interact with the data. Indicators. You know, they're right there on the indicator bar. You can edit them. Hopefully you guys see that we're getting just closer and closer to catching up. We've by far been the best at idea generation, but we're kind of moving into catching up on all the chart elements now. So we're once again very, very, very happy about all of this. Include pre and post market data. So GameStop is down largely in after hours. So if you do or don't want to see pre-market, post-market, and I'm just again showing you the volatility that you should expect. No shares are being traded, so all this stuff is just all over the place. But just be aware, this is done to fish for stop orders and people that are in panic mode. And you can have a setting whether you do or don't want to see it. Some people don't even want to see after hours because again, it's not like you're really participating in it. So this was the actual close of GameStop today. So it was up over $300. They reported earnings and the earnings were good. So this stuff is just, again, another way for them to try to scare people. AMC's kind of in the same exact boat. Well, let me do something real quick. So I'm going to go right here and click on Brokerage Plus. Where did you go, Brokerage Plus? Here you are. Okay. Notice that E-Trade is available now with zero commission trading. It's kind of a new, fully functional zero commission trading environment that we've said that we were going to have, and it's there. Primary one is interactive brokerage, but you still have to pay commission. And of course, the important thing is that we provide you a fully simulated trading environment. Okay. And I use this all the time. Okay, I'm just involved with this all the time. And we now allow you to split it up into different accounts. Okay, so you can have one account that's like, let's say your default, another account that's doing something else. Let's see, I'm going to add a new positions tab. say, go to a different one called the shorts are in panic mode. That's a strategy that I've been doing that's going to be highlighted in a new offering that we're going to have, where we send you an email of a stock that's moving in a particular way where there's a lot of short interest and a lot of momentum. And I've shown this to all of you guys. Brad, maybe this is another one where you can put in a link to the shorts are in panic mode and send it into chat. That way everyone has it. Andrew, your question in terms of what are the key differences between Grail 2.0, Neo, and Omni? Let me discuss that real quick. Holy Grail was the original one. Omni is a multi one, and the reason you don't see it here is because in this docking version of it, we just simply have not done a layout where all of them are together. And Neo is a different set of algorithms. So when we first started, there was just one Holly, and then we wanted to do different things with it. We wanted one to be able to do one thing in terms of risk management, another wanted different things in terms of volatility, and those are the different ways that you kind of strategize them. And don't think too much about what the differences are. They're just different styles. Brad, do we have a document that's a description of?
I do. I'll put it in chat. I'll dig it up real quick and I'll drop it in chat.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, all of those things are artificial intelligence, and what the artificial intelligence is doing right now is that while I'm doing the presentation, there's a whole routine called the quantitative combine where we're going through all of the trades today and then all of the trades that are happening, right now, without even being on our AI, just re-looking at the market, learning from today, adding to that knowledge mathematically, and then rerunning the statistics on all the trades to see if there's just something that we can do better for tomorrow. We are constantly working and trying to give you the best setups, and that requires an immense amount of processing power. Yeah, so listen, Greg, actually Greg said he's been taking our chin a little bit with the AI trades. I'll give you the exact reason why that is. Well, first of all, like I said, every person does AI stuff a little bit differently. If you're doing it exactly like the AI is doing it, there is a question of card counting validation, meaning that there are some times when the market is erratic, and I'll use GameStop as an example of this. When you have a stock that can be at 302 at the close, and then 265 in after hours on no volume. So let's take a look here real quick. Okay, so 2 million shares have traded in after hours, which is for GameStop, 2 million shares is just not a lot of trades. Okay, but someone is obviously wanting to put pressure on the stock, and this volatility just creates an environment where statistical predictions are simply harder to validate in real life, and that is just kind of like a surf situation. What I mean by that is, if we are, our company is based in San Diego, which is a very popular surf town, and a lot of times you see people in the water just sitting there, and you're like, man, these guys are just sitting there. There's not a lot of surfing going on, and the reason is because sometimes not all the swells are ones that you want to chase. So Greg, there's really no way for us to discern how each individual person uses the AI, because everybody has a little bit of a different take. There are some, I'll give you just some high level examples. There's some people that just go completely auto. Then there's some people that let it enter and then they exit. Then there's some people that watch the signals and enter them on their own. Then there's some people that trade around the AI. Like for example, there are people who wait till the AI does something and they look at trades that are, let's say, are not doing as well, but they think the statistics are right, it's just that the volatility didn't work out, and then they trade in that direction. So there's virtually all of that. I would definitely go up again. We have a slide about this, but I would reach out to one of our specialists, and we have many of them that can help you kind of dial in a way that you might want to experiment with it. And we have education for that. It's going to be a slide that I'm going to discuss. AJ, or Ajax, sorry. AJ, we are going to work on a country filter. Absolutely, that's coming soon. That's something that we've discussed. We just, recently put the flags on there so that you can see where the company is based out of. And very, very soon, there will be filtering capability with that so that you'll be able to filter by country for whatever reason that you might want to. There, please make sure you interact with us on Twitter at Trade Ideas, at QuantBot, at TISTMG, and of course at CBarley1734. These are all the higher level support team members of Trade Ideas, and like us on social media. And if you have any questions, shoot us an email or give us a call. We are grateful for your time, and I've been happy to make it a little bit less than the normal. A lot of times it goes over, but this time I want to keep it kind of a little bit short and just tell you we have so much stuff in the pipeline, especially with the docking. Keep your eyes on it. Lots of amazing things are coming.